Right, the recorder is
Again.
All right. Call the meeting to order at 7:15. And we already pushed. Can we do that again?
We don't have to.
All right.
We did that at the beginning of the committee of the whole,
Just
so
there we are.
we'll let you go without. For the board, we have Carl Gilmore, Pat Miller, Jason Petz, Vicki Knight, and Sharon Kinley. For staff, Julie Milivek and Lisa Pappas. And in the peanut gallery, we have representatives from our owners services group, our owners rep. We have representatives from Nagel Hartray. Oh, the Joliet Herald News, our two candidates for the library trustee vacancy, a representative from Public Research Group who's doing our survey, our favorite member of the public, Vicki Polito in the back there, and of course our accountant, Kelly Zabinski, who will look at the new financials with you and get your feedback. So without further ado.
Wonderful. All right, well then we are on to action item. Item 2 on our agenda, which is the appointment of a candidate to fill our current trustee vacancy. And so we had 2 candidates, Lisa Schmidt and Joshua, and I'm sorry, I'm going to mangle your last name. Zoomhagen, there we go, thank you, thank you. And so we do need as a board to vote on that, and so I guess we'll
Beforehand, would
Yes.
you like to make a statement about the
process. Yes, yes. Before we vote, we do want to say that we are very glad that we had not only the 2 candidates who were selected for interviews this evening, but an additional very qualified candidate. We had limited ourselves to 2, and so we chose Lisa and Joshua. And while we will be selecting one of you for the board this evening, we were very impressed with your knowledge of what was going on with the public library system here, as well as your interest in making sure that that's the best that it can be. And so we are hoping that whoever is not selected will still find an opportunity within the organizations that will be helping propel that forward, and will be contacting the opportunity to find a place to help out with that. And so I hope that you will keep that in mind with the interest that you've already shown in applying for the board vacancy, and we do thank you both. But we do need to select one. And so why don't we do this, and I would entertain a motion.
Based on the discussion that we had in the presentation, I move that we would appoint Lisa Schmidt to the vacant position.
Okay, thank you. Do we have a second for that?
Second that motion.
All right, and then all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And abstaining. All right, so with that, Lisa, we do invite you to come to the front here, where we will administer the oath of office. And again, Joshua, really want to say thank you for applying and coming out and being part of the process, and I will be in contact with
No
you
problem. Thank you.
very
I
shortly.
appreciate it. It's nice meeting you all. Thank
Thank
you.
you as well.
All right.
We'd love to have you stay.
Actually, something did come up, and if I had to stay for the meeting, I would. But
Since you're not appointed.
but I did have something else that had come up. I am hoping to come into future meetings.
We
For sure,
Yes,
though.
we will.
Tonight just didn't work out,
For sure.
so I apologize about that.
Okay,
Thank
no,
you.
no, thank you. All right, so Lisa.
Okay. You get this, okay. Do I ever read it or do I read it?
Either way.
Lisa, I'm gonna let you read it.
There you go. Go right ahead.
Okay, you just have to raise your right hand.
I, Lisa Schmidt, have been appointed to the office of Library Trustee in the Plainfield Public Library District in the counties of Will and Kendall aforesaid. Do solemnly swear and affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of the Library of Trustees to the best of my ability.
You sign the top one, I sign.
Yeah, no, Teresa.
And then I just stamp this. And then we
be the next board meeting.
Okay.
All right, so if you could take a seat there next to Jason, and there's a packet of information there, a board packet
So it is.
prepared for you for tonight.
You're welcome.
Yes, welcome. And here you are hitting the ground running.
Yes. Here we
With
go.
item number 3, which is committee appointments.
And
And
that's about that.
Oh, okay.
Actually, can sit.
and we did just restructure these after the spring election this year. So I would like to ask you to be on the finance committee, just as a direct replacement for the vacancy on that committee.
Okay.
And the next meeting for that would be December. When does finance need to meet?
Oh, no, finance is gonna meet probably in October, September,
October,
yeah.
okay. But we'll coordinate that meeting with everyone on the committee when that comes time. All right, so now we are actually on to public comment. If anyone has any that they would like to raise.
I'm going to raise up Vicki Knight, who has spent countless hours here at this library sorting and lifting and taking care of books. You've gone above and beyond.
Thank you.
Opening tomorrow evening.
Yes, tomorrow there's the book sale for 3 days, so come and buy books, everyone.
But Vicki has been the book sale volunteer extraordinaire.
Yes, she has.
Thank you. And the public has been very generous.
Yes.
All right. Well, along with that, then, another board statement. I was at the Coffee with the Mayor last Wednesday, very well represented by lots of different public bodies, many of whom are aware of what we're doing here and had questions, which was good. I had made the announcements about last week's public meetings with the general public on Wednesday, as well as with the task force on Thursday. And so the interested parties in the village are aware of what's going on, and I think our job now is to expand that range of awareness, as we've been talking about for a while. Any other events that anyone was able to attend that they want to speak to? All right, excellent. Then let's move on to our consent agenda. We have 3 items. July 15th regular board meeting minutes, the July 15th executive session minutes, and the August 1st special board meeting minutes. Does anyone have any observations on any of those minutes as presented? All right, then I would entertain a motion, or no, we don't have to do that anymore. All right, so the consent agenda as printed and in our packets is approved. Now we move on to the things that we have to vote on, which is the approval of bills paid and bills payables.
That is actually page 5 of the packet addendum.
Right. And this is where we're gonna ask Kelly.
Yes, this is
Okay.
where you can provide any feedback to Kelly about the new financial statements. We are up and running on our new financial software. Thank God the old thing is gone. And some of
We still have to get through the audit.
well, there is that. But our new fiscal year is up and running, and so these are the financials you will be receiving from this point forward. If you have any questions or changes or feedback of any kind, now is your time.
And this is our first time meeting Kelly.
And I know, and if Kelly would like to introduce herself to the board, I forget that
Yeah.
everybody doesn't know everyone that I know.
That's okay. First and foremost, thank you for the opportunity to be of service to Plainfield Public Library. You know, I had contact with Julie, never had to come and talk to you guys before we were hired. Just so you guys understand a little bit about myself. I run a small public accounting firm. I've been doing governmental accounting for over 20 years now. Most people don't believe it, but it's true. And my needs remind me every day. But you know, we service about 11 or 12 public library districts around the Chicagoland area. And so government is about 99% of my practice. So I understand the issues that face governments. I understand the accounting of a government. And so one of the things I can bring to you is not only my accounting expertise, but I have hundreds of connections in various capacities, because a lot of my work is not audit work, a lot of my work is finance director, consultant type work. So that's what I bring to you guys. So, I appreciate the opportunity. One of the first things that Julie mentioned to me was, okay, so we got this software system and it's like MSI, and I went, Harris MSI? Because you're the only library that I know that had Harris MSI. Harris MSI is built for municipalities the size of Plainfield. So it was a little bit of an overkill, and when Julie said, what do you suggest? Of my 11 libraries, I think 10 of them are on QuickBooks. And the other one is on Peachtree. And so none of them really run a true governmental software where it creates that fund structure for you. We simply take a basic software program and we adapt the chart of accounts so that it works into a governmental structure. Okay? So we write the financial statements that you have, we're all custom programmed. Granted, it took me all of about 20 minutes to do all 6 of them. But it wasn't like I was writing basic code, because I know how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. That's what we accountants can do, And just please know that my casual, presentation does not diminish my knowledge base. I'm just kind of a funny kind of person. And not just in my looks. Anyway, so what happens is that the one weird thing I find about QuickBooks is that it doesn't give you a true check register. So it's not like I can go in and just give me a check register for checks issued this date to this date, okay? And it'll just list out the check number, the date, the vendor, and the amount. It doesn't do that. I've asked QuickBooks to change it, and they said they'd think about it. Well, obviously I'm one small person, so they're still thinking. And so basically what happens is, and we can adjust these going forward, is when we give you the check detail, and when you get the check detail, it tells you what account we're charging, what expenditure account we're charging. And one of the things I notice is that we kind of cut the name off, so we're going to have to clean this report up a little bit. Again, we're adapting, I'm sorry.
We're good at guessing.
We'll
Although
get that.
Midwest Automatic kind of provides some free rein there to really interpret.
Hey, you know what? Travel X could be experienced. But anyway, so we're gonna work on continuing to improve these. I have to say this much: Josie, the accounts payable clerk, has picked up on this amazingly picked up on this, and this has made her job a heck of a lot easier. I'm sure of it. Before we even implemented back in June, she was asking me which book to buy, asking me what we should do. We sat down with the chart of accounts and we went through what it meant, how it was set up. There is a rhyme and reason to our chart of accounts, okay? It's not like we just kind of created numbers, like the last one. And I don't, again, sometimes when charts of accounts get touched by 2 or 3 different people, it kind of gets messed up. So we created a chart of accounts. We created like a cheat sheet for the chart of accounts so that people understand who come after me what our logic was behind it. The first 2 numbers are your fund. The second 2 numbers are your department. And the third 2 numbers are your function. And the function basically means what's the purpose of that account. Asset, liability, equity, revenue, or expense. So over time, people will start realizing what the accounts mean and what the numbers mean. But please know that there is always a logic behind the chart of accounts, okay? So we're going to clean up this a little bit. We're probably going to get rid of item and just expand out account. But this at least will allow you to see, what account number is being charged for each vendor, okay? I don't want to mess up her order because I think I already did. All right, so then we get to the income statement, and this is by fund. So you guys have, I think, 5, 6 funds, 4 or 5 funds. Okay. I'm going to clean up the library one a little bit. I want you to know that already. Being that it was the first month, there's a lot of things you find out when you balance in the first month about how you wrote it up, how the chart of accounts is working out. So it took a little bit longer than I had hoped, and I didn't get to spend the additional time I needed to. But we're gonna go in and put departments in your income statement, so you will see each department will come up on your next month's chart of accounts, okay? And then, it has a budget to actual. Julie, I meant to tell you, make sure the budget's correct, because we pulled it offline, and I hope it's the right one that you wanted me to use. It said final budget, so.
Yeah.
So, but again, we've divided these up by fund so that you can see it, okay? If there's anything you need to see about any, like, if you look at, say, legal services and you go, well, we budgeted 7,000 and we're at, 3,000 already and it's only August, and you wanna know what we charge, we can go in and run a detail of those accounts for you, okay? And it's simple, it is so basic, I can export it to Excel, I can send it to you as a PDF, it's really, really simple to do now. The old software didn't allow us to do a lot of exporting, okay? So this is what we have to offer. We hope you'll like it, and we definitely accept feedback, and if
One
there's
quick
anything-
note, the FICA fund, the header is wrong.
Oh, probably.
It says library again, it
Yeah.
should say FICA.
Okay.
Since I ordered them according to the actual,
Count them?
no, what you had named the files,
Uh-huh.
and I just put all the PDFs together, the PDF is named the right thing. It just shows up on the header wrong.
Okay.
So, page 27.
Yeah, page 27 of your addendum. And if you look at it, it's all FICA.
It is all FICA. Because basically what happens is we take the first one, we uncheck all the boxes that we checked for the
And you
first
check some
one,
new boxes.
and then we just forgot to hit refresh at the top after we saved it.
True.
So, it happened.
All right.
If there is anything additional you would like to
Right.
see within the financials, if there is anything you would like to review with Kelly on another, at a future meeting about how they all fit together, we can do that. Just let me know what you would like, and everybody did get the Chase
Right.
statement. Thank God Excel now works for this. We can manipulate it. That's one of the great things. So it's not this big report that's a real pain to do. But it really does give you the detail on what's going on with the library's credit card account, so you know exactly what was paid to whom.
Right. No, that's great.
Well,
Such an
I will
improvement.
say that, I've been paying very close attention, and this is much easier to pay close attention to.
Yes.
You know,
Absolutely.
It
Absolutely.
is far less confusing than the previous system that we were using. So I like it, and I don't know what questions I'll have, but
That's
I
okay.
think it will be great to meet with you when we kind of take and dive into this a little more.
Yeah. One of the things that I know that a lot of my libraries don't quite understand is how it all works, and I will be more than happy to sit with anybody, I truly honestly appreciate the fact that you guys log me in. I'll be honest with you, one of the greatest things as a client that you guys are is that I can go in and log in from home at any time. I'm not to say that we haven't had a few glitches along the way, but as I've been told, some of them were done by the last person when she first started, so we just have to do a better job in transitions next time, but hopefully there won't be a next time. And,
There you go.
but again, I will be more than happy to sit down with anybody at any time.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for the presentation, and we'll let you know when we do have questions.
Not a problem.
Appreciate that. All right, so with all of that information in mind, then we do need to approve the bills paid and bills payables. And we have
Page
that
5 of the
updated,
addendum.
Right,
Is, that's where the bills paid and bills payable amounts are located currently.
so,
And again, maybe just a note that this was a 5 payroll month.
Yes,
So if we look from one
July
month
was
to
a
the
5
next,
payroll month.
and wondering why it is maybe
Or
three.
5, or 3 payroll
Three.
months,
Three
sorry.
payroll,
Five-
excuse me.
The
3 payroll, right.
5 weeks, 3 payrolls.
Five.
Yeah.
The math works out. But it ends up at a total of, what's here before us that I
Oh, here.
would entertain a motion for
Would
approval.
someone like to read all those big numbers?
Is it 427?
That's the one.
Yes.
I move to accept the bills payable and pay them in the amount of $427,750.
All right. Is there a second to that motion?
A second.
All right, Julie, roll call.
All right, we'll start over with Ms. Pat.
Aye.
Carl?
Yes.
Sharon? Yes. Vicky?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes.
Lisa, your first vote.
Yes.
Excellent. We are unanimous. Wonderful. Thank you very much. All right, and then we have our placeholder for committee reports, but we don't currently have any committees that are reporting, so we'll move on to our library director's report.
Whew.
Welcome back.
Okay, Deb is still on medical leave, and I am still struggling with Deb being on medical leave, just so everybody knows this up front. My administrative assistant remains the most organized person in the business office, and without her, I am a little bit lost. She should be with us on the 28th of August, just to let Lisa know, and a reminder to everyone else. August 28th is our Committee of the Whole workshop meeting with John Charaska from Every Library. The library will be closed to the public in the morning on Friday the 28th, and the staff will be having a special training with Mr. Charaska. Every Library is a nonprofit organization that works with libraries to pass ballot measures. And this is part of his normal routine to come in and start with the staff and then go to the board. So the staff will meet with him from 9 to noon. We will open to the public at 1. However, due to some scheduling inconsistencies, we will actually begin at noon with Mr. Charaska. We are videoing the workshop with him, and that video will be available to whoever cannot attend in person. So the board will be meeting with him from noon to approximately 2:30. The public will be able to attend if they would care to, but it's just going to be his presentation and working with the board. And we will have a video of the presentation from the morning. The board, many of our trustees want to attend the tornado commemoration event that begins at 3 o'clock at the Tornado Memorial near Plainfield High School Central Campus. And at 3:28, there will be they will read out the names of the people who lost their lives in the tornado. And then following that portion, Tom Skilling and Paul
Servaka
well,
and Steve Baskerville.
we'll all be speaking at the Plainfield High School Central Campus Auditorium about that weather event and what made it unique, and about tornadoes in general. So we hope to see you all there. And then also a reminder, September 9th is the special meeting of the board, and we will be interviewing new legal counsel for the library. So it's a special meeting of the board, but all but the decision at the end will be in closed session, because so that interview and selection process, like the candidate selection process, takes place in closed session. Oh, whew. A little bit of information out of the Illinois State Library that is unhappy. The Illinois Public Library per capita grants. The applications are usually available in August and due back to the State Library in October. We were notified on Friday that those applications will not be available until October and will be due in January. With the previous deadlines, we were receiving the checks in April or May. With the new deadline, we're not gonna lay any odds on this coming in this fiscal year. Our per capita grant last year was $94,171. Just FYI.
And just keep praying you keep getting it. Exactly.
We have actually skipped a fiscal year in the past and received it at the beginning of the next fiscal year. So that it can happen where they do award those grants and they simply come in arrears. We'll talk about the survey. You all got a copy of the Illinois Public Library Annual Report, the IPLAR, yay! Please note that unlike many of our neighboring libraries and peers, our circulation actually went up by a fraction of a %. But it was still up. Our card holders are holding steady. We are doing very well overall, so just enjoy that. Summer reading program, I have to note that our grand finale event on August 1st was our most heavily attended to date. Our head count was 1385. Which is absolutely incredible. It was a beautiful day. Everyone had a great time in the park. I have to say, the Village Green has been a wonderful venue for that event, for our final meeting of summer reading. If you have not checked out the website lately, make sure you get back there because our new menuing is up and live. There's all sorts of new information on there. Also, the About section has been expanded. It now includes a new page called the Citizens Information Center, which brings together quite a bit of just general library information for our public, and that is everything from board packets, including financials, to our salary structure and salary schedule, oh, that's right, it's not plugged in, you're not gonna be able to.
Never mind.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, it's not playing well with others at the moment. In other technical difficulties. Oh, and for the expansion planning website, we will be getting our new postings up next week. You do have in your packet addendum feedback and summaries of the public meetings. So we did not get very many responses to the online survey this month, but what was there is included in your packets. Any other questions? Do bear in mind that the Illinois Public Library Association Annual Conference is in October, and the Trustee Day information is in your packet. The deadline for registration is in September, so if you can go, let us know. Planning to attend? All right.
Yeah,
Make a note,
we can carpool.
Jason.
Anybody else interested? Get that
Oh,
together.
already have a prior commitment.
Uh,
Yes. Wish I'd known the date we had,
Yeah, and this is a departure from previous years as far as scheduling. The trustee day being on a Saturday is new, and actually the conference starting out going Thursday to Saturday is a new thing. But on the positive side, it also gets it off of our board meeting for the first time in years. Going over a Wednesday, it would always hit our board.
Yeah, the other thing to probably bring up is the pig roast that we got notification of in the packet, which is next Wednesday, the 26th. I unfortunately am working, but it would be great if we could have some
I can go
attendance.
for a little bit this Friends night
Okay.
too, so,
Yeah.
Yeah, it
but I
starts
can
at
go for a
6.
few minutes.
Why are they going?
Yeah. See how you're feeling.
Yeah, that is the Fire Protection District does the pig roast every year, and it is their primary